Hey, you've tuned into Math with Mr. C, and today's lesson is 9-4 Estimating Quotients. I believe by the end of this lesson you'll be thinking, oh, this is easy, I can do this, and that's what I want you to think. This is something that I want you to do before you find an answer for when we go on to 9-5. So let's get into this. But first, I want to show you a picture. This is a picture of Chester. This is a squirrel that often comes and lives on our deck in my new apartment. Chester didn't know his picture was being taken, and so this was a candid photo. Chester would be described as a good squirrel. He arrives on my deck on time, he completes all his homework, and he greets his other squirrel friends at the door. In his spare time, Chester can be caught playing by himself on my deck, leaving footprints behind. He is our friend, and we're very fond of him. All right, now you'll have an opportunity to check your homework for 9-3 practice, and we're moving on in 3, 2, 1. All right, let's zoom in on our first problem. Estimating quotients. How can you estimate the quotient of mixed numbers? That's new, a whole number and a fraction. Lillian and her friends can hike an average of 3 5/8 miles per hour. That's how fast they're traveling. About how many hours will it take them to hike 15 5/6 mile of the trail? That's pretty far. Estimate the quotient of 15 5/6 divided by 3 5/8 to find out. I see that they put in the word here, about. That tells me that I'm going to estimate. I'm going to look for that keyword in sentences to tell me if I'm going to estimate or not. All right, moving on with the clue word of beautiful forest. So the first way that we can round during this lesson would be to look at the fraction, and you're going to ask yourself, is it greater than or equal to 1/2? Well, I know that half of 8 is 4. This is 5, meaning that it's bigger than 1/2. So I'm going to look at the whole number, and I'm going to round up, meaning that 3 rounds to 4. Same with 15 5/6. I know that half of 6 is 3. I know that 5 is higher than 3, so that's higher than 1/2, the fraction 1/2. So I'm going to round this to 16. My new problem is 16 divided by 4, and that equals 4. So this problem is about equal to 4. Whenever you estimate, the squiggly equal sign means is about equal to, means you estimated. It will take Lillian and her friends about 4 hours to finish their hike. There's another way that we're going to really focus on today, and our problems will be done this way. I know that this way also gets the same answer as the last way, but it's what numbers we're going to look at that's a difference. So we know when you do it this way, you're going to round this second number, the divisor, first. Again, I see that 5 is greater than 4, which is half of 8. So I'm going to round that to 4. I'm going to round the whole number up. But I'm looking at 15 5/6. Last time we just rounded that to 16 because of the fraction. Now we're going to use compatible numbers. We're going to ask ourselves, which number close to 15 can be divided easily by 4? Well, I know that 12 can be divided by 4, or 16. 16 is closer. And so we're going to round 15 5/6 to 16 because it can be divided by 4 easily. And my answer is 4. Moving on in 3, 2, 1. You do not have vocab notes today. Yay! All right, so for example 1, we're going to first look over here at problem number 1. Please write what I'm underlining in red, even the word estimate. Estimate 55 1/3 divided by 6 1/4. We're going to split 55 1/3 into groups of 6 1/4. And how many groups would I have about? Notice how we're focusing on using compatible numbers. So first we're going to estimate the divisor. That's what we're going to do during this lesson. First, look at the divisor. 6 1/4. I'm going to look at this 1. Is it greater than or equal to half of 4? I know that half of 4 is 2. Oh, that's lower. So therefore, I'm going to round this to 6. It does not round up. Now, from 6, I'm going to look at this 55 1/3. What number close to 55 can easily be divided by 6? All right, I know that 6 times 8 is 48. I know that 6 times 9 is 54. And I know that 6 times 10 is 60. Well, 54 is the closest one, so I'm going to round that to 54. So 54 divided by 6, that is 9. And then so what I would write as my answer, which make sure we're writing this down in our notes as well, everything that's in this box. 55 1/3 divided by 6 1/4 is about equal to 9. Now let's go on to number 2. We're still using compatible numbers. And we're writing down estimate 26 3/4 divided by 5 1/4, split into groups of 5 1/4. So first we're going to look at 5 1/4. We're going to estimate the divisor first. 5 1/4. Well, we know that 1 is it half or greater than 4? Well, half of 4 is 2. 1 is less than that, so I'm going to round down. I'm going to keep it at 5. Now I'm going to look at 26 3/4. What number close to 26 3/4 can be divided by 5 easily? Oh, I know that. That's 25. So 25 divided by 5 is 5. And after we have that work written, then we're going to copy our original problem, which is 26 3/4 divided by 5 1/4 is about equal to, with the squiggly equal sign, 5. Moving on in 3, 2, 1. Here's example 2. Your job is to write these problems and answer them both before coming back for the answer. And the answers are going to be shown in 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to look at this 2. I know that that's more than half of 3, so this is going to round to 8. What number close to 32 1/3 can be divided easily by 8? Well, that's 32. So my new problem is 32 divided by 8. That equals 4. So let's rewrite our original problem. 32 1/3 split into groups of 7 2/3 is about equal to 4 groups. Moving on to 16. I'm looking at this 1, and that's less than half of 9, so this stays at 5. What number close to 40 1/4 can be divided by 5? Well, I'm going to round that to 40. So our new problem is 40 divided by 5, and that equals 8. Let's rewrite our new problem. 40 1/4 split into groups of 5 1/9 is about equal to 8 groups. Moving on in 3, 2, 1. Here are your 4 problems that are for independent or partners practice. After you have the work and answers for all of them, I'm going to go through and answer them one by one, showing you number 1 in 3, 2, 1. There's my answer for number 1. Showing you number 2 in 3, 2, 1. Showing you the answer for number 3 in 3, 2, 1. And here are your answers for 3 and 4. Moving on in 3, 2, 1. Thank you for watching this video. Please click the link below for Khan Academy video and practice. After completing both of those, you may choose from these 2 options. Thank you for watching this video, and you're awesome.